He drives a tank, wreaking havoc inside the aircraft carrier and openly provoking the enemy to fire. He jerks the wheel hard to dodge the shell. Next, he drives the tank onto the flight deck. An enemy tank pursues closely behind. He parks his tank right on the catapult track and climbs out. Then, right before the enemy fires, he hits the launch button. With the carrier in complete utter chaos, he takes the chance to leap off the deck into the ocean. Enemies open fire at the water, but he still escapes alive with the stolen map. He locates the NSA agent and hands over the map. It turns out to be a military defense map of the White House. Yet this evidence alone isn't enough to prove the general is attempting an armed coup. Under his egging on, the agent inspects the weapons on the carrier, which indeed far exceed normal limits. The agent joins forces with him. Gearing up, they set off for the White House. However, the general has already deployed massive troop formations to guard the blocks surrounding the White House. Slipping into side alleys, they take a shortcut to bypass the main force. Yet a tank blocks their path right on the street. Spotting the tank, they instantly leap out of their vehicle to survive the blast. Using roadside cars for cover, they sneak up to the side of the tank. He jams a car jack under the tank, lifting it off the ground to immobilize it. Finally, he uses a rotary saw to slice open the top hatch. Breaking through the blockade, they arrive at the White House gates. Suddenly, the White House loses power, forcing the president to cut his speech short. The general's henchmen drop from the sky in a surprise raid, taking down all bodyguards in just 10 seconds. The president is held hostage by the general. Firing an RPG to breach the White House walls, he successfully penetrates the interior. Yet he is one step too late. The general has already forced the president onto a bullet train. Turning around, he calls his teammates for backup. A teammate arrives outside the White House in a modified sports car. He steers the car, leaping onto the train tracks. The tires shred away, leaving the wheel rims perfectly locking onto the rails. Accelerating further, he smoothly hooks the front bumper onto the rear of the train and climbs aboard. The general holds the president at gunpoint, forcing him to surrender, but Director Gibbons arrives overhead in a helicopter. Spotting the backup, he immediately cuts the train's power supply and tosses out smoke grenades. Then, under the cover of chaos, he tackles the general, shoving the president out the train door. The president is safely rescued,